everybody. It's a beautiful day here, but I've got some work to do, so I'm going to show you how to mix some pastels. A few of you have said that you've got very basic pastel sets with a very small range of colours, so I'm just going to show you how to mix some colours and how to mix them properly. In a couple of weeks my masterclass will be on how to do a peacock butterfly, which we have loads of in the garden here, in pastel. So you'll be able to use these colour mixing ideas when it comes to creating your peacock butterfly in pastel. Alright, this is one of my free YouTube tutorials. I'm just keeping them short and sweet, but if you want to do the longer versions, then you can join my membership, which is £20 a month. Just get in touch if you want some information. Alright, I'm just going to move the camera. Okay, so all I've got here is the back of a piece of old watercolour paper, which has got some marks on it, so I can't really use it. So I'm going to use this to colour mix on. You can use any paper with texture on, but for experimental purposes, you can just use a piece of old cartridge. It doesn't really matter. So I've got a range here of chalks. They're cheap pastel chalks. I do have some oranges and greens and things like that, but I just want to show you how to mix those colours, just in case you don't have oranges and greens and things like that in your set. So always start with the lighter colour, and we're just going to put the yellow down first here, like this. Get plenty on, and then add whatever colour you need to make your orange on top. So I've just got this red colour here. So add in little bits at a time and rub, and you'll see that the colour will mix to an orange tone. Okay, so there you have an orange. So if you wanted then to make it a light orange, you could either lighten it up by adding more yellow, which I've got over here. So I'm just going to put that in there in the plus yellow section. And obviously add your red in, mix it until you've got your orange, and then take white and add that in, and then that will give you a paler tone of orange, which could be useful for skin colours, etc, etc. Okay, and then the same again. I'm going to put yellow on all of these. I'm just going to use the side of my pastel so I fill this in a bit quicker. Orange again, orange again. So this is the normal orange plus a little bit of black if you want to darken it up. And then you get a sort of burnt orange colour. Okay. Into this one again, we want the orange tone, but this time we're going to add a little bit more red, and so we end up with a darker orange tone. So really it's just the same as adding paint in small amounts together until you get yours. So this one will be an orange with more yellow in it. So it's a paler orange, but it's not with the addition of white. So you'll get a sort of richer colour. It's not as matte as this, as you can see. Alright, so let's make that a little bit more yellow so you can see the difference. Okay, so you can see there's 5 different tones there of varying quality. The same issues exist with pastels as do with paint. So the cheaper the pastel, the less likely it is to mix well. So obviously the more money you spend, the better. I'm just going to put yellow on all of these. We've got some bikes going past here today and they're a right pain. Okay, so yellow on every single one because we're going to mix green. So I've just got a dark blue here. I'm just going to put a little bit in and I'm just going to take a clean finger. I'm just going to mix that until I get a green. Okay, same again. Mix that until I get a green, same again, mix that until I get a green. So we've got the same green, using the same amount of pigment all the way across, like so. I've just drawn little circles here for you to follow. So, addition of white. Addition of white gives you a sort of paler green. Addition of black. I tend not to use too much black because it's quite strong. More yellow. Be aware of what's on your finger as well, so that you don't end up mixing your black tone in with your green tone. So more yellow and more blue, just to make a darker green. And because the blue is cheap, these are all cheap, like I said, it actually has quite a lot of black pigment in it, so you'll find that it does go very similar. But there is a difference. If you squint, you can see the difference between that one and that one. You can see more blue in there than in there. So now we've got a purple. So I'm just going to put the red down on each one. Nice and quick. I'm going to wipe my fingers off on a rag this time. So we want to mix the same amount each time. This is if you're doing this exercise practically at home. So we've got a purple. There's your purple in each section. Try and mix it as well as possible. Take a clean side of your white, and that gives you a lighter tone. Your black, a little bit, not too much. That gives you your darker tone. With the addition of more red, that gives you a red purple rather than a blue purple, and the blue gives you a darker purple. Okay, right, now we're going to use a blue. I'm going to use a slightly different blue. I've got a lighter blue here, so we're just going to put this down and we're going to add, so this is more of a sort of cerulean blue than a cobalt blue. And I'm just going to put red here. So these are using the pastels straight. And then I'm going to add the secondary colours to them. So the secondary colours are what we've mixed here. Secondary, primary are your red, yellow and blue. Secondary are your colours that are mixed using those colours. So green and yellow, sorry, blue and yellow for green. Orange is yellow and red, purple, blue and red. So they're your secondary colours which we've got here. So again, just mix them into the paper first. And so these are pastels that I've got ready mixed, but if you haven't got them ready mixed, then you can mix yourself up some here and then take some with your finger and put them there. So this is the orange. So blue, red and yellow mixed together will give you brown. In the main, with these tones, you'll end up with some browns. Make sure you use clean fingers when you're mixing them back together again. So that gives you a lovely blue-green. So we're going to add purple into this one. And that should give you a blue-purple, but a slightly different blue-purple to that one. You can see, can't you? And then black. So that's a blue-black. And this is a blue-white. So this is lightening up the tone. Okay, so I'll repeat the exercise with the same pastels. Orange, orange, clean finger or cleanish finger. So you've got a red orange there. I've got socks here to wipe them off on. And a yellow orange there. Green. Purple. Clean finger. Ooh, let me just wipe them all off there. So you can see appearing are a lovely range of different tones. Now what we're doing here, black. Oh, just knocked the camera, sorry. Black. Not too much with your black, remember. Wipe your finger off. Maybe a bit more on that one because that's a darker pigment. And then white. You can see the white gives a lovely pink tone, especially with that. Make sure you change your pastel to a clean side. And then in. We'll be extra careful with this tone because it's very subtle. We don't want it to be too muddy. Okay, there you go. So out of that range of just 6 pastels, we've got a beautiful range of colour there. So have a go. Do a colour chart like you would with your paints. Just treat them the same way. You're not adding water, but you know, essentially you're just mixing the tones together. And you can, like you can see here, just pick up any tone, move it over. You know, I'm trying to find clean fingers, but I'm really in a dirty mess now. Move it over and use it somewhere else. You know, use it somewhere else and mix it together. Okay, I hope that helps when it comes to mixing your pastels. See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and like these videos and leave any comments and ask any questions. See ya.